What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the words NVIDIA GeForce used in that order? NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti, GTX 1080 Ti, GTX 1050 Ti, GT 730, FX 5200? Well, what if I told you that NVIDIA had a service that allowed you to game on an extremely cheap budget? Yes, even you, Link, could play GTA 5 at 1080p and 60 FPS on that crappy laptop that you managed to use that surprisingly runs an emulation of Ocarina of Time. I don't know how that's possible either, but what I do know is that the intro is going to roll now. For those of you who are not aware of what GeForce Now is, it's a program by NVIDIA to help bring those who can't afford a computer capable enough of gaming on at 1080p at 60 FPS a computer to game on through their budget and laptop or desktop, or for those of you who are on a Mac through NVIDIA's site for those of you who are on a Mac, though, NVIDIA's site for the GeForce Now program strongly suggests that you use a different mouse for reasons that are seemingly obvious. This is especially helpful now since graphics cards are so expensive due to cryptocurrency miners. Buying all the best ones, placing 1050 Ti's at $300 when MSRP they should be at $100 to $150. However, you're probably going, great, where do I get it? Well, it's in closed beta as of writing this script, which was like 7 months ago. So that means you'll have to apply to get into the program. I'll leave the link for it in the description if you want to apply. Additionally, the closed beta is limited to those of you who are in the US or the EU. So if you're Canadian, Flamer, or anything like that, sorry, but you have to wait until the full release of it comes out. Okay, so you've been accepted. What happens next? You go to the email, redeeming your GeForce Now key to your NVIDIA account, and you go ahead and download GeForce Now. GeForce Now takes advantage of your network connection, so it's strongly suggested that you use this where you will have decent internet. Tested this out in resolutions of 1366 by 768 and 1920 by 1080. For 1366 by 768, which is going to be your laptop from anywhere from about 4 to 5 years ago, it's going to be a pretty common resolution. Minimum is to get recommended resolution 60 FPS is 15 megabytes per second with a recommended of 25 megabits per second. 1920 by 1080, which is what most people are gaming on a budget nowadays, is a minimum of 25 megabits per second and a recommended of 50 megabits per second. If you aren't sure what speeds you have, it's okay, because NVIDIA built in a tool that you use upon first time use. Once you get connected with whatever game you want, as long as you bought it and it's on their list, but from what I've learned, that if it's a Steam game and it's not on their list, you just have to choose another Steam game and then download the game that you want from the Steam store. You can just launch it. I worded it so that it's sounding complicated, but really what you're doing is searching for the game you want and then click play. You have to sign in if you're choosing a Steam game, Epic Games game, or one of that nature. What really gives us the information about what is packed into each system is within Minecraft. Yes, the game that keeps on giving. So this is the part of the review that gets technical, so I apologize in advance. If you'd like, you can skip ahead to the time on your screen to where the technical stuff is over with. Minecraft reports to us by pressing F3 that there is a 8-core Xeon E5-2697 V4 running at 2.3 gigahertz and an, interestingly enough, Quadro FX Tesla P40. Yes, our games are being powered by not only a workstation graphics card, but a server graphics card. But server graphics cards at that rate. So for those of you who watched the technical stuff and did not understand that, let me put it in perspective for you. An average gaming session would keep you at 60 FPS locked. There's support for 4K, but as for me writing the script, I've not yet tested 4K gaming on GeForce Now, mostly given to how slow my internet is. Might come back to that later in a follow-up video. So far, I've been pretty positive with GeForce Now, and here's the reason why it is so good. It's system requirements. It allows you, on the PC side of things, to not only have NVIDIA graphics, but Intel integrated graphics and AMD graphics. So that means at this point, been a thing 3 years ago, I would have been able to record my first video on this channel with much less lag in the video. In fact, this might be able to help me get by on my Paladins highlight series, which has been nearly impossible to get recording at 60 FPS or even 30 FPS. It just simply lags your crap. But you simply can't run this on your dad's old Pentium 4 in the basement. Did I seriously put that in the script to nudge at myself? Wow. Because the system requirements also state that you need 4 gigs of RAM, but I'm pretty sure that you can get by with just increasing the paging file and a dual-core 2.02 GHz processor. But where it gets confusing is on NVIDIA's side it says that it supports only 64-bit and 64 and 32-bit. Awkward marketing, but I want to try your luck if you were stuck on 32-bit. You can give it a shot, but don't come at my front door with pitchforks saying, "You told us that 32-bit would work." I don't condone the use of 32-bit operating systems in 2018, but if you're still using one, don't try your luck with GeForce Now. Also, some nice additional support in GeForce Now is support for microphone usage, game, and controller support. And controller supports both wired and wireless. Now here comes the gripes of this service. While it is intended for those who cannot afford a computer powerful enough of gaming, or those of you who made the mistake of getting a Mac, I still signed up for it so that I could bring a review to you guys. NVIDIA never sponsored this video, so I can be honest to the bone with this. Playing with this service was nice and all, but what killed the experience was that while Mezco had noticeable input lag, it wasn't 2-second input lag, it was maybe closer to 1/10 of a second, but it wasn't as responsive as what playing your game on the same computer your keyboard and mouse are connected to. Additionally, playing on my desktop with the 1050 Ti in it, playing Paladins with GeForce Now was chaotic because it had kept on lowering the resolution to 960 by 540 or something like that. Then would bounce up to 1280 by 720, then bounce back down to 960 by 540. To be even more nitpicky, some games like Minecraft had issues setting up on my desktop through GeForce Now. It seems to be perfectly fine on my laptop through the same GeForce Now account. Also, the menu had some bugs where it would go unresponsive, requiring me to restart GeForce Now. Once I got into the game, it was immersive, ignoring the resolution change every 5 seconds, especially when it comes to playing Minecraft before I got into fights. So as I do my outro, I'll have some side-by-side comparisons of what GeForce Now looks like compared to it running on physical hardware, both of which were on my laptop to show reasonability and what someone might be experiencing a change in. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell, so that way you never miss a video, and become part of the Ocean. I've been at the script for close to an hour, so see you guys.